switch some things around in order. Somehow that got priced at $9. I'm not saying a word. It will, let's just put it this way, it will never be $99 again, and that's gonna be coming up. But here's the gentleman, he is our resident globetrotter, travels around the earth. We're speaking of traveling, taking you around the globe for gorgeous gemstones, and he does that for us. Every single time he comes, he brings mine finds, he brings beautiful things from every corner of the earth. And today for Host Pick, he designed things especially for me. So the things that you're seeing in my Host Pick, the return of Charoite after almost 18 years. This necklace, this Spiny Oyster, when it's gone, we will never be able to do it again. And we're gonna start with the Spiny Oyster, Jay. This was supposed to be $189. We're doing it for $159. Free shipping, which we almost never do on jewelry. And you know what? Once you buy this, you get free shipping on everything else in the show. So once you hit that $75 mark, it's free shipping on everything that you have bought today. So if you bought 100 pieces, all of them are shipping to you for free. So I'm gonna give you just the information, just the length. It's 20.5 inches in the length, 2 3/4 inch extender, but I gotta let Jay talk because this is combined with 7 Peaks turquoise, and it's all Spiny Oyster, which Spiny Oyster today, Jay, so hard to get, right?
It's almost virtually, it's getting to the point where it's almost impossible to get. But what makes this so unique and so different, usually when you see anything from me, it's a mixture, right? We do the orange, we do the red. And then, you know, the purple, it comes in 3 colors. It comes in orange, red, and purple. Purple being the one that's almost impossible to get. You know, you see very little of it. This has a little bit more of like the, it's almost all orange, but it does have little touches of red in it. And then what we've done is, we put these natural nuggets of 7 Peaks turquoise, just as kind of like that little bling, that little pop, right? Just to kind of jazz it up. But look, this is the only waterfall Spiny Oyster necklace
that you've ever done.
That I've ever done in 40 years.
Now look, did he sound a little bit like, okay, Connie drove me crazy. It's the only waterfall I've ever done. We
did this for the Conster, okay? I had this material. This is what they call spondulus. It's a Spiny Oyster. It comes out of the Sea of Cortez. If people don't, you don't know where that's at, like the Baja of Mexico, in that right there is the Sea of Cortez. When I was in college, we used to go down. That's when you could camp on the beach, right? You could camp on the beach, and we would go down there. We were college kids, and we would dive for our dinner. Literally, we'd take our scuba gear with us. The only thing that we went into town for was more beer and to fill up the tanks, right? But
let's be honest.
I want to be honest about it. Okay, water.
This is the HSN true Hollywood story of Jay King.
Bottled water. Okay, so
honey, they didn't even have bottled water back then, did they?
So anyway, you would see these huge piles of these shells. And the reason they call it Spiny Oyster, they're like a porcupine. They do have spines on them. And, they were harvesting them for the oyster, for the food. And they had no use for the shell, so they just throw the shell. And we had this old beat up Volkswagen van, I'll never forget this. We used to pack that thing with those shells. I mean, just literally pack it. I mean, today you couldn't do it. And we would go up and we started cutting, and we were in college, we were cutting these and cutting beads out of it. After a while, we started going down, and all of a sudden there's no more piles because they figured out what we were doing, and they figured out there's something. Here now, it's all protected. That whole area where the Spiny Oyster is found, completely protected. The only way you can harvest it, they harvest it now. There's 2 seasons, and the families have to be grandfathered in to do it. So it's, even if you want to collect it, you can't. You have to be grandfathered in, and trust me, they control it. It's very, very strict. And that's why, it's almost impossible to get it now. You'll see it every now and then. Like when we do see it, we have to bid on it. But it's not like we can even go down and get it. And even the families that die for it, it's kind of sold through a co-op. So, it's really something that's unique, it's different, but I can't ever remember, I've never done a waterfall necklace. I've done some single strands, I've done some big chunky, I've done a lot of things like that with it, but I've never really had the material that I could do this. But I just thought this Connie, we want to do something special for her, and we just thought, you know, this is really a cool look. But doesn't that look cool?
It's
it
amazing.
has such radiance.
It's amazing. And you know what? Again, when you look at it, to get 4 strands, and then the color, the pop of the color, and the length too. Normally when we do a waterfall, it's 18.5. This is 20.5 with a 2 3/4 inch extender. We're going to be wrapping this one up because we have so much. Jay was so nice to design so many things just for my show. And I got to tell you,